Hey programmers, Alvin here. Right now let's go over LeetCode 206, the reverse linked list problem. So in this problem, we're going to be given a linked list as input. And what we want to do is reverse the order of nodes in that linked list. They tell us that we should actually mutate the original linked list. Here we don't want to create a new one. So that means we have to modify the existing nodes to reverse the linked list. This might be your first linked list problem, so let's start by going over some basic properties of a linked list. So the first thing you want to know is when you're given a linked list, really you're given the first node in the linked list. We call that the head. So in this case, the head node is A. And if I have access to the head node like A, I would actually have access to all of the other nodes in the linked list as well, because they would be accessible by following the .next pointers. So for example, let's say I had like another small linked list over here. Let's say I had some variable pointing to the head of this linked list, so a reference to the X node. We'll just call that variable myNode. Well, if you did something like myNode.val, and let's say I printed it out, that would just print out the X, right? The stored data within that node. In a similar way, what if I tried to do myNode.next.val? Because myNode refers to the X node, that means myNode.next would refer to the Y node. So if I print out the val of that, that should just print out Y. The .next property is like the arrow in these drawings. So let's go over the algorithm here. This is going to be more or less a classic linked list algorithm where we just traverse through a linked list. So we'll start with some variable. I'm going to call this cur, very standard name, stands for current. I'm also going to need another variable. I'll call it my previous, or just prev for short. So initially my cur node is going to be the head of the linked list, so the first node A, and my previous is going to start empty. In this case, it's going to be null. Because we're going to reassign the next pointers during this algorithm, it's going to be really important that we actually maintain a reference to the rest of the linked list so we don't lose track of it. So I'm going to use an additional variable called nextNode. It's just going to refer to the node that comes right after cur. And I know I need to kind of reassign the next pointer of the A node here, and you can do that by just doing cur.next and using the assignment operator. Here I want to set it equal to previous. Remember that .next refers to the arrow over here coming out of A. When I set it equal to the previous, that would have the effect of pointing it to that value. And remember, previous right now is null. So that means A's next is now pointing to null. And now you could really see why it was important that we save B in next node. Because once I set A's next to something else, you would actually lose reference to the remainder of the linked list. So now when I traverse, I just move all of these pointers to the right, like so. I continue the algorithm in the same way. I set current.next equal to previous. That has this effect. Another iteration, I set current.next equal to previous. And at this point, I can actually keep running my algorithm. I know that D was the last node of my original linked list, so that means it has no next. But in like kind of the programmatic language here, D would have a next of null, represents empty, right? So I actually want to keep running this algorithm. I'm going to do another iteration, like so. And I still follow the same logic. That has this effect. And if I shift my pointers over one more time, I end up in a case where cur is actually equal to null. And I should actually stop here. This is going to be your stopping condition. You want to stop when cur is equal to null. So that means on the flip side, you want to run this algorithm while cur is not yet equal to null. At this point, we want to return the new head of the reverse linked list, but luckily, we actually have a quick variable that points to it. That would be just whatever is stored in previous. So to wrap things up, you could just return your previous variable. That would be the head of the reversed linked list. When you return previous, conceptually, you're returning the head of the new linked list. Let's go over the complexity now. If we say that n is the number of nodes, the time complexity here is just O of n, because we really just iterated through every node of the linked list. Space complexity here is constant. We created a handful of variables like previous, cur, as well as next node, and we actually didn't create any new node objects because we just modified the existing ones. So we didn't use any additional space. That's why we say that this code has constant space complexity. All right, so let's go over the code for this one. Just like we said, we're going to create some key variables here. Mainly, I'm going to have my cur, or my current node. I'm going to initialize it to the head node of my linked list. I also need previous. I'm going to initialize previous to none. If you're doing this in another language, you want to appropriately initialize it to something like null or null pointer. Great. So I'm going to kind of show you how I have these pointers laid out thus far. So we know that our cur would be the head node, so it would be the one node here. So I'll just write cur. And previous technically is kind of like before the cur node. So I'll put it down here. Let me just line things up. Great. Right now, previous is none, so this kind of blank space represents that. Cool. So it's going to be my initial variables. From here, I want to form the loop for my algorithm. So you want to keep running this algorithm while your cur is not null. So I'm going to write while cur, in Python I can say, is not none. Great. Like we said in the whiteboard, something important to do is make sure you have a reference to the remainder of the linked list. That way, when you reassign things, you don't lose access to it, right? So I'm going to create an additional variable inside of this while loop. I'll just call it my next node. And it's going to be cur.next. So right now I know that cur is 1, right? So if I do cur.next, that would be the 2 node. So right now, next node would be the 2 node, like so. So now that I have a reference saved to the next node, I can reassign cur.next. I'm going to set cur.next equal to my previous. That has the effect of kind of destroying this connection. And now this points backwards. It'll look something like this. Great. So 1's next is now null or previous, and I still have a reference to the remainder of my linked list. At this point, I'm done reassigning my next pointer. Now I want to move my pointers to the right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this previous pointer to point at 1. In other words, I want it to point to what cur points to right now. So I'm going to set previous equal to cur, right? What I also want to do is set current equal to the next node. That would have the effect of moving both of these to the right. So cur equals next node, like so. And this has the effect of moving these pointers like so, just sliding them to the right. Kind of shifts my point of view just one space to the right. Cool. Now I enter another iteration of my while loop. I check that current is right now not equal to none, right? Because right now it's the 2 node, and I reassign my next node equal to current.next. So right now that means next would be right here. And it follows the same logic. I set current.next equal to previous. That means I take this arrow and point it to the previous, like so. And again, I reassign my pointers. I set previous equal to cur and current equal to next node. And that has the effect of shifting both of these pointers to the right again. And you can kind of see how this process is going to continue for the rest of our algorithm. So I'll kind of speed things up here. So here I fast forward a little bit, getting to the really key part of the algorithm right before we stop running the algorithm. So right now, my cur is equal to the 5 node here. And that means my previous is equal to the 4 node here. We know that we would save a reference to my currents next. Although 5 is like the last node of the original linked list, technically it does have a next pointer. It's just that its next pointer points to null. Great. So that means when I save next node, it would be this null value. So I'll write it over here. Great. And now I run the same logic. So I set currents.next equal to previous. So that means I set 5's next equal to previous. That has the effect of just kind of flipping the pointer here, like so. Great. And now I would actually shift my point of view to the right one more time. So I set previous equal to cur. I set cur equal to next node. And that has this effect. Previous is now the 5, and cur is now the null. And here's where things work out really nicely, right? When I check this while condition, now I actually break out. In Python, this would be your none. Right now, cur would be equal to none, so I would exit this while loop. Like you can see, if I wanted to return just like the new head of this reverse linked list, I could just return whatever is stored in previous. So I'll just return prev after the while loop. Let's go ahead and give that a run. And there we have it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoy my teaching style, then I think you'll love my full Data Structures and Algorithms course at Structy.net. At Structy.net, I've designed a beginner-friendly DSA course that is way more effective than just grinding LeetCode. The truth is, like you've probably felt, LeetCode is not a great platform for learning algorithms because there's a steep learning curve and the explanations are all over the place. But in my course, I've designed each problem so that it builds on top of the last, so you'll really feel the progression. The best part is, I'll be there to explain each problem using the same clear animations and code walkthroughs that you saw in this video. So if you want to prep for your interviews without the frustrating LeetCode grind, then head to Structy.net. You can start for free today. I'll leave a link in the video description if you're interested. I'll see you there.